Hello, good day. Computer has become a daily activities in our life. We are in computer age where technology has taken the lead in almost all human endeavor. In view of this, you have to be computer literate in order to move ahead in this contemporary world. That's motivated me to introduce to you Microsoft Excel. My name is Ahmed Ochietewun. Welcome to my official YouTube channel, Digital Talk. In this video, I'm going to show you some basic tools that you need to know in Microsoft Excel that will help you in your computer journey. Thank you so much for watching. Introduction to Microsoft Excel from Digital Talk channel. Microsoft Excel is a grid of numbered rows and letter columns, intersection in cells. It can be defined as any documental area that consists of series of rows and columns which is suitable for any form of data analysis. Example of a spreadsheet is the account ledger book. Microsoft Excel can be referred to as a piece of electronic spreadsheet, meaning it's a package, software, or an application under electronic spreadsheet. But electronic spreadsheet is generally used for all the financial management packages. We have component of Microsoft Excel. Under these components, if you look at my bar here at the top here, where you have these icons, where you have book 1, this is called title bars. It is called what? Title bar. Here the name of your document will appear here. It's showing book 1 because you have not really saved the document. Whatever you save the document with, the name will come up here. That's why it is called title bar. Followed by what? Menu bars. Under these menu bars we have file, home, insert, page layout, formula, data reviews, and view. This is a list of commands displayed below the title bar of an application, which clicked draws down a pull down menu. For example, I click on file. See, there are drop down menu for you to select. When you go back to home, under the home you see other things. When you go to insert, you see drop down menu. So that is called menu bar. Followed by what? Standard tool bar. A bar containing the button that when clicked produce instant action like bold, italics, underline, etc. For example, here is what we call standard tool bar. When you click on this place like bold, let's say for example we have animal here. Here you click on bold, you see the action darken. You can use italics, you can use underline, and whatsoever. You can color it and the rest. This is what we call standard tool bars. From this angle down to this side, it is called standard tool bar. Here in Excel we have something we call column. Excel is made up of rows and column. It is made up of rows and column. The column is the one on alphabet, while the rows indicate with numbers. Columns here are the vertical line that run across the worksheet from the top to bottom, labeled alphabetically. For example, here is a column, here this, and that, down to the end. It is called column in alphabetical order. Then we have rows. Rows are horizontal lines that run across the worksheet from left to the right, labeled numerical. For example, 1, 2, 3. This is a row. This followed by this. They are indicated by numbers. So Excel is made up of rows and columns. Here we have formula bar. Here it is called formula bar. Formula bar, as you type in data into the active cell, it appears in the formula bar, which you can also use to edit your cell context. We have cell. Cell is the intersection of each column and row. It is referred to as a cell. Each cell can hold a single piece of information known as entry. When you select a cell on a worksheet, the cell becomes active, and that is what is called active cell in Microsoft Excel. Let's say, for example, this is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell. By the time I click on it, it becomes active. You can see that the top here has indicate that I'm on this cell. The number here also indicates the cell I am. Cell is a combination of the row and column. We have name box. Name box. The reference name or identifier for a particular cell is known as the cell address. Cell address. Let's say, for example, I click on this. This is the address A4. A4. That is the address of the particular cell I click on. If I go to another cell, you will see the address here to show that you are in different cell B4. That is combination of the columns and the row. A range is a collection of two or more cells in a row or column within a worksheet. Let's say, for example, this is a cell, this is another cell. By the time you combine these two, it has become a range. Or you add more cells together, it becomes range. We now have worksheet. Worksheet. This is the main Microsoft Excel workspace. A single sheet contains a maximum of 65,536 rows and columns. Microsoft Excel displays a particular sheet you are working on by showing a thick border around the sheet name. That is what is referred to as active sheet in Microsoft Excel. Let's say, for example, this whole place here, it is called worksheet. 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 This is what it's called worksheet, where you perform all your activities in Microsoft Excel. We have sheet bar. Sheet bar is the one underneath here. This is sheet 1, this is sheet 2. Sheet bar allow you to switch between worksheet and also show you the worksheet number and or name. Let's say I add another worksheet. You have one here, you have another one here. The active one will be more thicker than the rest to show that this is where you are working. Then we have scroll bar, a gray horizontal and vertical line that enable the mouse to move around the screen. It contains the scroll row and tab. This is it here. This is it here. They are called scroll bar. We have 4 mouse pointer representation. For example, if you look at my mouse, that show plus sign, when it is like this, it means you can highlight. Let's say, for example, I want to highlight this box with another box, another cell. By holding my left click and drag my mouse, it will highlight the particular space I want to. Then when it change to another sign, that means it want to copy. Let's say, for example, I have baby and I have girl here. For example, I want to highlight the two by clicking on this, then drag my mouse to the next one. Then when you show this sign, meaning you want to copy, hold your left click down, drag it to wherever you want it to appear. You see, it has duplicated what is in the first range. So when it's showing this sign, it has become, when it's showing the I sign, it is called cursor. It's now a cursor. This one is for highlighting, while this is for copying. We have calculations in Microsoft Excel. Calculation in the process of computing formulas and then display the result as values in the cell that contain the formula. It is very easy to perform arithmetic and logical operation in Microsoft Excel. In Microsoft Excel, figures are not referring but the cell. It is wrong to calculate the value you have in a cell by referring to that particular value. No, it is the cell that has the address. So whatever is contained in that cell is what the cell will calculate. You only refer to the cell where you have the value. For you to know, refer to a cell, you must first of all call it by the column, followed by the row. E.g., let's say I want to call this cell. I'm not going to say what is inside this cell, like I have 50. If I want to calculate what is inside this cell, I'm not going to call 50. I'm going to use the address, which is A2. A2. Whatever is inside is what it will use. Example, we have A2, B2, C8. So those are the things you consider, not the value or the data inside the cell. We have some operators. Operators are the symbols or signs used for calculation in Microsoft Excel. In the display are the operations. What are the operators used in Microsoft Excel? So there are two methods of calculating in Microsoft Excel. There are two methods. We have formula method and we have function method. Formula method and function method. Formula method and function method. These are the two methods we have in Microsoft Excel. Under this formula method, we are going to go direct and pick the address of the cell. but it is more tedious when you have a volume of data that you want to compute. Let's say, for example, under this formula, if you want to calculate here, you have to use the equal sign, then the address of the particular data you want to use. Let's say I want to use E3. You see it has been highlighted. E3 and plus sign H2 plus G3, then you press enter. So whatever is in those area, those cells, is what is going to give you as your answer. While under the function method, we are going to use this formula sum. After the equals and you put sum, then you open brackets. Let's say, for example, you want to calculate from 1 to 10 or from A to D. What you are going to do is to when you open the bracket, let's say I have A1, I want to calculate to AD, then column D1. You see it has harmonized the 4 columns. Then you close the bracket back, press enter. So whatever you put in those areas will be your result. So let's do one example here. Here we have a Digital Talk Nigeria PLC. Under here we have serial number, we have name, we have video, we have a game, we have dance, and we have total. Here we want to get these people detail, their video, we want to read their video, their game, and their dance. So under this place we have number 1 person, let's say Joseph. Number 2, Bello. Number 3 could be Adai. Number 4, let's say Adako. Number 5, Titilayo. Number 6, Omole. So under this video, maybe he score 40. This one 40, 50, 35, 20, 60, 39. Then under their games, score 61, 30, 44, 10, 30, 15, 45, 40, 20, 16, 30, 20. Here we've input the data. So we want to, these are the data we have input into our workspace. Like I explained earlier, you have one here and you have here should be 2. When I put these 2, there's no need of me putting 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I can quickly use the cursor method I told you, the mouse method I told you, that when it shows this sign, you can highlight by clicking and drag. It's highlighted. Then I want to duplicate these numbers by coming down here, hold my cursor down, drag it to give me the actual number, so I don't have to renumbering them. Excel make it easy to do so. So here is a cell. When you look at this cell, come to this name box, you see the address of the cell. The cell appear, the data, the Joseph here appear under this B3 cell. B3 cell. The alphabet come before the number, which is column by row. Every details here have their different address, so that by the time you are calling them, there won't be any error. Same to the rest. Here we have C5, C here 5, column 6, row 5. By the time you want to call them, you refer to those address, refer to that their address to call them. So we have statistical function in Microsoft Excel. Let's say, for example, I want to calculate the first row, this number 1. Mind you, when you are trying to refer to address, we don't use these numbers here. No, we consider the numbers here as your address. Don't use, say, I want to calculate this number 1, then you'll be using number 1 B. No, you look at the address. This is the main figure you are going to use. Let's say if I want to calculate this number 1 Joseph score, and I want to sum it to get the total. Then I can decide to use the formula method. For example, this is where I want the total to appear. I have to click on it to make it active. Then I can now come up here to formula bar. Here I'll say equal sign. Then under Joseph we have 40, which is video. Then we're going to use the address where of that video, where the video appear. So this 40, we are going to say it appear under column C. We say C. Under which row? 3. See that it has been highlighted. Then plus sign. Remember, I'm using formula method. Then the second one is D. Which row? The same 3. Then the third one, plus sign, is E. The same word, the same row, 3. Then you press enter. You have your total using formula method. Formula method. Then let's say, for example, I want to calculate this number 2 below, and I'm going to use function method on this particular one. After I have highlighted the box where I want the total to appear, now the cell is active. I'll go to formula bar, then I'll type equal sign sum, open the bracket. What did I want to sum? I want to calculate the scores of Bello. Bello scored 50, 30 and 45. I'm not going to look at those figures they are not important. The most important is the address, the cell they are in. What is the address of those cells? Then number 1 is under C. C what? C4. See how it has been highlighted where the first score is. Then I'm using function method, so I don't have to be doing it one after the other. So it's going to combine them at the same time. Let's say, okay, I have C4, then put column in between. Then you put where does it end? The last one. You pick the first one and the last one. It ended at what? E. E what? E4. See, the 3 has been highlighted. Then you close the bracket, press your enter, give you the scores. So that is different between the formula method and function method. Now that I've done my calculation and the rest I've not done it, so I don't have to go back and be doing it one after the other. I did the second one because I want to show you the different method to use in terms of formula. So after I've gotten my first or second answer, what I have to do is to duplicate it without entering the formula again. I told you, when you put your cursor here, it's telling you that you want to copy, want to duplicate. So by putting your cursor here under the first total or the second total, you put your cursor here. When it show you this sign, you click on plus, you left click on your mouse, then drag the mouse down to the last one to give you the whole calculation without going back to put the formulas. So that is how easy it is in Excel. So we've gotten their total scores. Let's say, for example, let's say we want to get the average of this scores. How do we get the average? Then we have to put we want to activate our cell where we want the average to appear. When we get to this point, what do we do? What do we want is average. It is what? Average. Then I'll start with Joseph. When I activate the cell, I'll come up here, I'll say equal sign, average. Then open the bracket. You said C3, E3. Close the bracket. Press the enter. You see the average score of Joseph. Then I can now duplicate it to get the other average. This is the average. So we found our average. Now I want to count the number of items. Count the number of items. The number of items or their scores. What did they do? The number of items. Let's say the video, game, dance, they made more than 100, 200. We're going to count it. How many are there? So that by the time you look at it, you see the number of items they have. Let's say I want to have the count. I'll activate the cell where I want to put the counting. So I'll go back to my formula bar. I'll say equal sign count in caps, please. Count. Open your brackets. What am I counting? I want to count Joseph's items. Then I'll say C3. Then E3. You close and press your enter. The number of items are three items: video, game, dance. These are his items. So let me copy, duplicate the rest to have the number of items. They all have 3 items. Then I want to get the minimum value in their list. So when I come here, what I get is mini. Then I'll activate the cell. The same formula, just to know what you want to do. Equal sign, mini, open bracket, C3, E3, close, enter. Minimum score is 15. Is what? 15. So we've done with this one. Then we have to duplicate it to others. We don't have to go and be typing one after the other. By dragging it down, the minimum of Bello is 30, Adai is 25, Adaku is 20, Titilayo 10, Omole 20. That is their minimum. Let's say we want to find the product of this their score. The product of this their score. Under the products, let's say I want to get the product of the minimum and count. These 2 columns, count and minimum. I want to get their product, which is multiplication of these 2 columns. While I activate my cell, I will go back to this place. I'll come back to this place and I'll say equal sign product open brackets, which columns I want to use, H3 and I3, close the bracket. See the results. 3 times 15 is 45. So we can now drag it down to have the rest. So that is how to use statistical functions in Microsoft Excel. We also have mathematical functions where we can find the square root of a particular figure. We can also have the round function. We also have the power, percentage. We also have percentage of a particular number. Also, we have logical functions. Logical function where we have if function statements. If statement. Under this if statement, I'm going to discuss it in my next video, where you can calculate grade sheet, where you can develop a simple grade sheet for your school. That comes to the end of this introduction to Microsoft Excel. If you like this video, kindly click on the subscribe button below. If you have not subscribed, click on like, share, comment and promote this our video. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.